Pilgrim's Progress is a Christian allegory written by John Bunyan in 1678. It's regarded as one of the most significant works of religious English literature. At one point, it was second only in popularity to the Bible. This work is a symbolic vision of a man's pilgrimage through life. The protagonist is a really good man named Christian. The book details his journey toward the celestial city. Along the way, Christian meets an important friend named Hopeful. Hopeful helps him to escape from a giant despair. As their journey continues and even nears an end, before they're ready to enter the celestial city, they must cross over a river as a test. So they wade into the waters, but Christian begins to sink. Overwhelmed, he cries out to his good friend Hopeful, saying, "I'm sinking in deep waters. The billows are going over my head. The waves go over me, Selah." Then Hopeful says to his friend, "Be of good cheer, my brother. I feel the bottom, and it is good." Christian's dear friend Hopeful was an agent of hope. Alongside his overwhelmed friend, he steadied Christian until he could find his footing again. With his friend Hopeful's help, Christian was able to replace fear with hope. We all face choices between hope and fear. I've been with plenty of friends who are dealing with a devastating diagnosis. I've learned there's just nothing you can say to someone who's just learned that they have no more medical options, leaving them with months or weeks or days to live. There's just simply no pep talk that you can provide to someone who's just been told they'll never get out of bed. Sometimes the only appropriate response is just to grab a hand, steady them, and cry. We've all lost our footing as the strong currents of adversity push us around. A lot of our lives are lived right there at that point. You may need, or you may need to be, an agent of hope to someone at that point in life today. Although fear unsteadies us and unsettles us, hope does just the opposite. Hope restores the life that fear tries to steal. Hope is necessary in every condition. Hope is the physician of every misery. It's important to know what to look for when we feel like we're drowning, because God doesn't often send what we think we need. He sends what He knows we need. When He doesn't change the currents and remove the adversity, He might just bring an agent of hope to go with us instead. Agents of hope, they refuse to stay at arm's length. They get close to us. Agents of hope jump into the rough waters with us. If someone's drowning, they get wet. If someone drifts away, they extend their hand. Agents of hope have their feet firmly planted, and they steady us when we lose our footing. Agents of hope do their best work in hard, turbulent times. I ran across this amazing example of a friend who was an agent of hope. This agent of hope had a buddy struggling with a horrible disease, so he brought a bald head wig and 2 colored little umbrellas with him to the cancer treatment center. He stretched that bald wig over his head, and he taped one of the tiny little umbrellas to his friend's chemo bag. He asked the nurse to hook him up with another chemo bag of his own, on which he taped the other umbrella. So here they sat together, pretending like they were in Hawaii, sipping on a refreshing beverage, sitting right beside a pool. All of us need someone to hold us up at some point in our lives. When we're looking for answers, sometimes God sends an agent of hope. To be without help in times of suffering and distress is harder to bear than the suffering itself. Friend, our world is in desperate need of agents of hope just like you. who help pilgrims complete their journey. What can you do today for someone who's drowning?